Welcome to GSC300. Today we'll discuss the importance of using social media to communicate with the public. Social media is constantly evolving. What we think of as traditional social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter have expanded to other digital platforms designed to engage an audience, like dating apps, Reddit, or gaming technology. For the purposes of this class, we'll focus on the traditional social media platforms and why they are vital in communicating an agency or company's message. As you know, social media can be used for a lot of things. You may be taking a selfie of you watching this video right now, or you're probably looking up a movie trailer or something that's on Netflix coming up. So, social media can be used to create awareness. For example, companies may use social media for marketing purposes, to enhance a brand's identity, to sell a product, or to elicit an emotional response attached to a brand. Social media can be used to create awareness about an issue, to increase activism and spur debate and action. Social media gives agencies the ability to provide real-time information. For example, if there's an emergency, such as a weather advisory, a public safety concern, a new policy or procedure to be aware of, then agencies will use social media to make sure that the community is up to date on the latest information. Social media can help an agency enhance its transparency strategies. For example, companies or agencies will use social media to provide factual information, dispel rumors, and to build trust with the audience it serves. Journalists use social media to find story ideas, so if you're working on these digital platforms, you'll want to be aware of the many audiences you're developing content for. Building relationships virtually is one of the main goals for a social media manager. For example, police departments will seek the public's help in a criminal investigation. Social media can be used to seek help in finding a suspect or getting tips to help solve a case. When you're developing content, work with your colleagues to determine what information can be released to the public. In the instance of a criminal investigation, there may be information that could hinder a police department's investigation. When you're developing content, use visuals when possible, such as videos and pictures. Remember to keep the public updated. In the example of an emergency, generate posts that will reassure the public that everything is being done to address the situation. Even when there's no new information to share, just saying there's no new information to share helps build trust with your audience. Be sure that your links and resources you're sharing via social media are up to date. So if your links go to your website, make sure your websites are updated as well with the most recent information. Keep accessibility in mind. Use voiceovers and closed captioning when posting videos. Develop content that appeals to all audiences and works across various platforms. That's easy to say, but it is really challenging. So, in some instances, you're going to have to use your best judgment. You'll want to develop content that appeals to the audience that you serve, and it might change depending on the digital platform you are using. A lot of people are on Facebook. Some people are on Twitter because they want that up-to-date information. You're going to have to determine what works best for your company, your agency, your nonprofit, whatever that company might be. Your audience can include people who are local residents, anyone around the country or world, the media, or other groups such as law enforcement or elected officials, other government bodies. When you understand your audience, you'll be able to better utilize social media and create effective strategies. That's where your tone and your words matter. The content you're producing reflects your agency's reputation and image. The work you're producing reflects you, too. It reflects your work ethic and your professional reputation. Be professional in your posts and your replies. It's easy to want to instantly react to a negative post with a negative remark, but it's better to stop and pause before responding immediately. Social media is an online space where negative and positive comments thrive. You won't be able to respond to every comment, whether positive or negative. That's one of the best practices. Just remember, you can't respond to every negative comment. Depending on the company or agency you're working for, your social media content can be funny, it can have a witty tone, or it can be serious. Social media is intended to be a conversation, and posts can be interpreted in many ways. Remember to be a professional. Even a company like Netflix can get heat for its posts. We'll go back to the example of a police department. You'll want to inform the public to ensure that they know their safety is a priority. You'll also want to ask the public for their patience and to be firm in asking the public to share truthful information instead of sharing inaccurate information that could harm an investigation. With these best practices and tools, the goal is to help an urban leader understand the use of social media. Think of social media as a way to connect, inform, and reassure the public.